I think there comes a point in all of our journeys when we're really discovering who it is that we really are. And despite all the different things that we've gone through in life, I feel like there comes a moment in our lives where we are almost at a crossroads of really stepping into the fullness of who we came here to be. But at the same time, looking back on our journey and still trying to decipher, still trying to process, still trying to forgive. Even you, if you come across this, you might be going through that right now. And today, on this episode of The Ripple Effect of You, I want to talk about more around navigating these feelings and how to go about them and how to work your way through them, and also just how to know that regardless of whatever is going on in your life, you are on the right track. So here we go. Hi, and welcome back to the Ripple Effect of You podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Williams. Thank you to all of you who have recently subscribed and joined this channel and your support. It means so much to me, more than I can tell you. And I'm so excited to be here with you and to be able to share thoughts to you, things that I'm navigating, going through, so that we can all grow here together. And for all of you who are recently joining us, welcome. On this show, we talk about things related to spirituality, leveling up, and entrepreneurship. So if you're interested in any of those topics, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I would love to see you join this channel as well. All right, so back to today's topic. I really want to talk about just navigating life in general and being at a basic crossroads in your life where you're stepping into an unknown territory, but you're also rediscovering who you are and healing from things within the past. I think there comes a point in our lives where we do have to look at our past and we do have to just process things that we've gone through and situations that have come upon our journey, things that we've been able to really see the truth of them. And I think it can be kind of heavy sometimes, especially when we didn't expect the situations to go in the way that they did, or we feel like we've wasted time, or like, why did I ever make those decisions? And I am celebrating a birthday recently. And with that, I've really been doing a lot more reflecting on the next part of my journey and just feeling like I really started to kind of come more into my own and just really becoming more in my authority of being who I am and who I want to be in the future. And I think sometimes in the process of when doing this, and maybe you might feel this way, it can be easy to feel as though you're kind of navigating in different paths in different ways and that you've never have ever actually really felt comfortable in, or that you're having to boss up in a way that is not necessarily something that you're used to doing, or having to have conversations with people that you've wanted not to have these conversations with, but all of a sudden it's like you have to in order for you to go to the next part of your territory and your growth story. It just can be a little bit uneasy at times, and it can be a little scary, and it can also be a little bit disheartening at times too, because when we see the truths of things that we have not wanted to see, it can be a little bit eerie. But at the same time, I feel like it can be freeing, and also it can be empowering to realize that we can truly see the truth of situations of things, confront them, and then navigate them and move forward in our lives. And regardless of where you are on your journey, one thing I want to know especially is that you are not behind, you are not in a place where you think that you cannot get out of. You have not been forgotten by God, and you are not just in this alone. I honestly believe that there are forces of the light, including God, including angelic beings, including your benevolent, enlightened ancestors who are supporting you on your journey. And that is the truth of it all. And regardless of where you might be in your journey, regardless of what might be happening around you, I still have such a comforting feeling within myself and for you that I want to share, in knowing that you are held and that things are working out in your favor. And it may not always seem that way. And sometimes things can really be uncomfortable, especially when you want to change your life, when you want to progress, or when you feel like you're looking around and everybody seems to be so much further than you in life. And yet here you are. But yet here you are. And the thing is, you are exactly where you are supposed to be for your journey. You don't know all the things that you have not only just been able to witness within yourself, when you're having these thoughts, but you may not even really understand the fullness of who you're becoming. I really believe sometimes God can take more time with individuals in certain situations because of what he's preparing them for, in order for him to know and to allow you to fully, and not just allow you, but for him to really feel that you can fully enjoy it. I really believe he will take us through different situations and things within our lives in order to really equip us to be the people that we need to be to withstand where we're going. And again, it's not always comfortable, it's not always easy, and it doesn't always feel like we're heading into the light, because it can really feel like we're going into the dark at times, and like, are we ever going to get out of this, you know, flipping tunnel? But I know that we do eventually get out of the tunnel. There have been so many times in my life where I've gone through things and I've wondered, why is this happening to me? How am I getting out of this? Or why am I dealing with this type of person, or these type of people, or, you know, I don't know. And sometimes it's just because I need to change things within myself, and I need to, again, go into this journey of rediscovering who I am. And sometimes for all of us, we need that moment to really rediscover our inner power, our courage, our truth, our authenticity, our full being of who it is that we want to be. And other times it's for us to have more realizations about the world, around things that we don't want to be, or people that we don't want to hang around, or situations that really are not treating us properly that we need to, you know, discard from. And so I just think that there comes a moment when we each have this crossroads point of deciding, are we going to continue in the vein that we are? And if we're not, great. Let's continue in a way that is going to allow us to not think that we're behind, to not think that we should be further along, or that things are going wrong, but to truly believe that things are lining up exactly as they should be lining up. What if the situation that you just recently gone through was equipping you for what it is that you were aiming to bring into your life, so that you can really withstand having that power over it, having that authority over it? What if that person who you feel betrayed you or wasn't really genuine to you actually taught you how to use your intuition more, how to tap into your inner voice, and to really listen even to God more as He's directing you along your path? And what if the situations you encounter are only teaching you of what you can encounter, and that you can overcome different things? And the only way to really know if you can is by only going through those types of situations. I mean, it's really kind of funny if you think about it, and also a little bit annoying at the same time, but it's also really beautiful, because to witness the growth of yourself, you know, I think that is just one of the most beautiful things to experience in this life. Um, Even now, I have moments when I encounter something and have to deal with something, and I think back to what my old self used to do, or how my old self would have reacted, or um, you know, just how I would have shown up to different things and situations. And I'm really proud of myself, and not in an egotistical way, brag way. I'm saying this in the most humble, genuine way ever. Like, I'm proud of myself for allowing myself to grow, to want to evolve, to become the fullness of who I am. And I'm saying that to you too. Like, allow yourself to be in gratitude towards yourself for all that you've been able to achieve, all that you've been able to overcome. And even if you feel like it's minuscule, I guarantee you that it is not, that it was everything that you needed and so much more. And that God is so proud of you for all that you've been able to grow into being, and that you still continue to show up every day into the world, into your life, to experience this thing that we do call life, this beautiful thing called life. I think about people that I knew from years ago who are no longer here, people who were around my age, people who were my age, who are no longer on this planet. And even with that in mind, it makes me want to truly show up on this planet, to not waste time thinking about what could have been, should have been, what could have changed. Because it's not going to change anything. All I can do is move forward, and taking the time that I have left to make the most of it, and to fully allowing myself to be okay with showing up into the fullness of who I am, unapologetically, unequivocally, and not feeling as though I have to dim my light or not be who I am in order to make someone else feel comfortable, or that I can't because it might seem like I'm, you know, something, whatever a person wants to say. Confirmation burp. Um, so yeah, I just feel like I'm just having these moments right now recently where I'm just really just thinking a lot more about moving forward and things. And I feel like it's something that I wanted to share and to just have this conversation around, because I feel like there could be people, even as we're still at the very beginning of the year, just thinking about where they want to go this year, what they want to do, who they want to become, and that it's okay to let the old you die. It's okay to evolve into your highest self. It's okay to let the past stay in the past. In fact, I feel like that is what we should only do, is let the past stay in the past and to keep moving forward, because we can't change things that have happened, but we can get better at the things that are coming towards us. And sometimes I feel like, you might have this where there's just so much going on. It's like in a day, like it seems like the days just go flying by, moments of life go flying by, and you're trying to get all these things done, do all these things, da, 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 and it's like, gone. Like, where did the time go? And then also still dealing with your own, things that you might have, like your own insecurities, your own mental health, your own personal development, etc. It can be a lot for a human being to deal with so many things in one lifetime. Like, let's just be real. It can be a lot, sometimes even unbearable, honestly. Take a deep breath. But at the same time, I realize that it's all of these things, again, that are equipping us for where we should be. And that we don't need to compare ourselves to other people either. We don't need to compare other people's journeys with our own, because we have no idea what they had to go through to get to where they are. And if we wanted to be where they are, we would also have to realize that we would probably need to trade some of the things within our lives to go through the things that they've gone through to get to where they are. And I don't know about you, but you know, as much as sometimes things have been hard in my life or whatever else, I do appreciate how it is so tailor made to me and my journey and what I needed to learn for myself, and that I wouldn't want to trade it with anybody, because I really just want to like who I am and like how I show up in the world. And I feel like part of us liking who we are and how we show up in the world is letting go of everything that we thought was us, should be us, could be us, and fully accepting who we are right now and loving ourselves for who we are right now. And again, it's all a part of this whole idea of divine timing, divine planning, and knowing that we are truly being held by the Creator towards where we're going to go. So just some thoughts for you today. This is not my typical type of podcast where it's like kind of short and I'm kind of babbling on about things, but I just think like, you know, there's a lot going on in the world right now. And I feel like a lot of us are looking at things and feeling as though like, dang, is this really how life is right now on this planet? And as much as we might be feeling that way, I think there's this other side of it where we can realize that despite what we may be going on personally, and despite what may be going on in the planet, we still have so much inner power within us that we've been equipped with to move forward into creating the change in the world that we wish to see. And it can only start with one person, which is like the idea that I wanted to create around this idea of this podcast, The Ripple Effect of You, is how one person can make an impact because of the people that you encounter every day, because of how you even show up for yourself, which can raise your own view of yourself, your life, and what is possible within your life. And as you allow people to truly see you in your full authenticity, you help those other people to fully show up in their full authenticity and to really rise and to really step into the full awareness of who they are and who they were created to be, and to let go of the things that they feel are shackling them towards not being who they should be. I feel like that's so beautiful. So, anyways, this is more of like a channeled message of just talking out loud, really. But I just think that there comes a point in all of our journeys where we must decide to let the past stay in the past and to not look towards all the things that are going on around us, all the things that we could have done, should have done, whatever else, and just be excited about the future that we are partaking in, and to know it's going to be beautiful, and that all the things that we've gone through are going to make it even more beautiful, because we're going to be who we need to be to embrace that fully, and to embrace the future wholly in that sense. That's what I was trying to say, and to just really step into our full power. So thank you so much for joining me on this edition of the Ripple Effect of You podcast. I hope that this message was inspiring for you, that you took something from it, and that you know that regardless of whatever you think that your mind wants to make you think, you are not behind in life. You're on the right path, and everything is working out just as it should. Everything is working out in your favor, even better than you could have planned, for your good. And with that happening, you're going to allow other people to see and witness how you're stepping into this fullness of you, and that it's going to bring other people to want to do the same in their lives too. So thank you so much for tuning in and look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.